Hey guys, Nick here, and you've seen me do these two series before. I beat Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Gold, along with Ryan, while only using our series teams, teams that we created for full on stories. Now I'm going to do it again, this time in Hoenn. This is Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but me and Ryan can only use our story teams. Starting off, we had to pick Pokemon from Professor Birch, and Ryan actually can't do this time. I'm the only one who can pick a Pokemon. That's right, me. And, of course, I gotta get my favorite boy, Trico. Starting off with Trico is cool, but Ryan ended up having to get eggs. One was a Charmander and one was a Gligar. Ryan and I then set out to catch some Pokemon. Ryan caught a Ralts and a Shroomish. Meanwhile, I got an amazing Nincada, which is the only Pokemon I'm allowed to get before getting through over half the game. Roxanne was a bit of a cakewalk with our grass types, and now it was on to the next gym. And on the way, a couple things happened. Our starters evolved for the most part, and that was it. Next, as we passed the Oceanic Museum, I, being the asexual autistic I am, decided that we should take a detour in there. I would come to regret this decision. We ended up meeting Team Aqua and Team Magma. Ryan had an easy enough time with Team Aqua, but Team Magma destroyed me. While they were beating me up in the parking lot, May came over and asked, "Hey, can I join in?" And, that happened. Meanwhile, she just had a nice friendly conversation with Ryan. After a bit of grinding, Ninjask and Shedinja were created. And Shedinja was a bit of an weird spot. Ninjask was on the official team sheet, but Shedinja wasn't. However, my character did have it for about 5 seconds. After some deliberation, Ryan and I agreed that he can have it on the team. Now I battled May again. She led with Wailmer against Grovyle, and Grovyle took it out. Shedinja came in next and was instantly taken out. I sent in Ninjask next, and got off a few mud slaps, but it was taken down too. Finally was Grovyle, who was able to just about take it down with Rock Slide. Next was Shroomish, who was no problem. That was tough. Huh, I wonder where Ryan is. Ah, there you are. Anyway, next gym. I had a bit of an easy time here, actually. There was only one move that Shedinja could get hurt by, so I just dealt with it. And then, for Ryan, he had an even easier time. He had a fire type and a ground type. Next in Meteor Falls, we fought with Team Aqua and Team Magma, and Shroomish evolved into Breloom. Good job, Ryan. Ryan, now more overpowered, has a very easy time against Archie and his team. However, I have to fight Maxie, and 2/3 of his team is super effective against my entire team. Meanwhile, Mightyena is just super effective against Shedinja, which doesn't matter since it only has 1 health. My entire team was quickly defeated by Mightyena, and this ended up being pretty tough afterwards. Camerupt came out, and I was able to defeat it after a few Leaf Blades. And then was Golbat. I used Rock Slide, and it just about didn't KO with Wing Attack before I hit it with another Rock Slide and defeated Maxie. Oh boy. Well, with that out of the way, the next gym is. Oh god, it's Flannery. A fire type gym. Oh no. Ryan had a pretty easy time once again, since his team is actually kind of good against fire. Meanwhile, my team is entirely weak to it. Ninjask was able to defeat Slugma with Dig, but it got hurt by Flame Body, burning it. Dig would no longer do as much damage, and not only that, Torkoal is just a defensive thing, like no matter what. So Dig just wasn't doing it. I sent in Grovyle next, and we also used Dig, which still wasn't KOing it, and it ended up KOing Grovyle with Body Slam. Shedinja was all that was left. And surprisingly, Flannery switched out. I still don't understand why this happened, but she switched. Nummel came in, and I was actually able to defeat it with Dig before it KO'd Shedinja. Finally was Torkoal, and it just didn't attack. Shedinja managed to defeat it. I don't actually know why this happened, but I beat 2 of the Fire Gym Pokemon with a Pokemon that has 1 HP and is a Shedinja. I don't know how that happened. Next was Norman, and he was a pretty easy gym leader to beat. Normal types aren't really that special. And finally, we got our next team members, Latios and Latias. I ended up taking Latios and Ryan taking Latias, which was an incredible upgrade. Much needed. I also ended up finding an Absol that I could add to the team. Now, Winona was no challenge with our legendary. At this point, Ryan and I were just steamrolling everything, so I maxed out my team by adding Pikachu and Spheal, and I evolved Spheal into Walrein. My team was officially maxed out. And, oh yeah, I got the Mega Stone for Absol. Make me even more overpowered now. I also gave Pikachu the Light Bulb, just as a little upgrade, because it's not that great of a Pokemon without evolving. Also, Ryan evolved his Lairon into Aggron, as if he wasn't good enough. Giving it the Aggronite allowed it to Mega Evolve into Mega Aggron, one of the best Megas he could possibly get. Now for Tate and Liza, who, yeah, they're done. Now, at this point, steamrolling everything was still a thing, but some really interesting things kept happening. First of all, against Archie, apparently his Muck doesn't have any super effective moves, or moves that can hurt a Steel type, so he switched to Sharpedo, who just never Mega Evolved because of this, since it's supposed to Mega Evolve when in the battle last. So it went down without Mega Evolving. Kinda interesting. Also, I ended up defeating Primal Groudon with Ninjask, because it kept spamming ground moves, or moves that just couldn't hurt Shedinja, despite the fact that it had a super effective fire move. I don't know what was going on. The sun was even set up. It would have KO'd it. Now with that, it was time for the last gym, which was a cakewalk, if I'm being honest. Ryan maxed out his team at this point with Waterfall, adding a Bagon to his team and evolving it all the way up into Salamence, replacing Ralts. Elite Four time. The Elite Four was incredibly easy. We had so many good Pokemon to go at it. And it was finally time for Steven Stone. First was Skarmory, and Pikachu and Charizard defeated it easily. Next was Aggron and Walrein versus Aggron and Claydol. Using our moves, we were able to take them down pretty easily. And next was Armaldo and Cradilly. Latios and Latias had it handled. Finally was Mega Metagross. Absol and Aggron Mega Evolved with it, and while they did some good damage, they got taken out. Finally, it was time. The last bit of disrespect to this challenge. Gligar and Pikachu went in against Mega Aggron and defeated it. Yeah, that's right. Take that, Steven. We managed to beat Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire only using our story teams. And I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty cool steamrolling the second half of that playthrough. I definitely had a hard time, but if you also want to see an even harder time, I would recommend watching me and Ryan battle in a few days. It's really gonna be fun. I hope you guys watch it, and I hope you enjoy. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!